I was a Radiant in Valorant, I was global elite in CS. And yet when I log in today in any popular shooter, I feel like some old dude trying to use a smartphone. So if you get destroyed in games like Valorant or Siege and have no idea why, this is for you. In this video I'm breaking down 7 popular shooters to show you why you have such hard time getting into them. And at the end of the video I will show you a ranking based on which games are actually worth a second chance. Let's start with CS2 and Valorant. In basically every other shooter, Call of Duty, Apex, whatever, aiming is all about tracking. Everybody does the same stuff, you full sprint while shooting. It's basically an instinct at this point. But here is the opposite. If you move, you die. If you move while shooting, your bullets will paint the Mona Lisa on the wall behind the enemy. Pretty simple. Meanwhile, your opponent will just stand and you admire your artwork and one-tap you at the end. And specifically for CS, add the complexity of every map, site setups, smoke lineups. You have people playing this game for over 20 years and basically it's a total shitfest. You're looking at one of the hardest games to get into. And is it rewarding? No, because the game is full of cheaters. Even if you think you're evolving, you might just get stunned by a guy who bought a $10 cheat. As for Valorant, even if you have incredible aim, like top 1% in the world, it doesn't matter. All the CS problems apply here as well, plus abilities. You are overwhelmed by things happening on your screen 90% of the time. A flash here, a smoke on top of your head, some dude flying around throwing knives, and a bunch of other shit. So these two games are one of the hardest to master. If you're a new player who want to jump in and think, oh my god, I got this game is easy, I'm super good at Call of Duty, good luck mate. You're gonna get raw dogged and uninstall after one game guaranteed. Next one on the list where you're definitely not him is Apex Legends. On paper Apex sounds great, it's similar to Call of Duty, tracking heavy, relaxing, pretty simple. Wrong. You join the lobby and you get killed by some speed demon running past you, one-shotting you, zipping out of the existence and wiping out the rest of your team in like 50 seconds max. That is like the full vibe of this game. I have played shooters since I was a child, yet Apex destroys me every single time. Basically, I can't really track a guy who's breaking fucking physics while doing like a whole other shit on top of it. Now, similar to Apex Legends, the next game that destroys me is Fortnite. I played Fortnite since the release, things were going good, people built some walls, aiming mattered a lot and positioning mattered more. Then Epic introduced what is called turbo building or something similar to that, I don't really remember that much. And that was the last time I felt young in my entire life. Legit, Fortnite build mode is the hardest game you can play professionally or even casually. The last time I tried playing, I shot at some dude, my man built a Burj Khalifa in 40 seconds, then he built some extensions to the Burj Khalifa for himself and his family to move in, and then he killed me after fully finishing the exterior garden. All of that in like 10 seconds. So that is the experience. You need crazy aim, crazy hand-eye coordination and a typing speed of at least 100 words per minute just to place a fucking wall. Unless you're on Adderall, don't even bother. The next game is called Rainbow Six Siege. You might think, okay, it's tactical, a CS vet would smoke everybody, which is totally false. This game has a totally different approach. In Valorant, you learn the map as you go. In Siege, you spawn, you walk like 10 meters and some dude shoots you from a bullet hole he made in the wall 3 rooms away. Like, what the fuck is going on? Also, you die stupid fast. In CS, you can spray an entire magazine and maybe leave. Here, 2 bullets and you're dead. Combine that with a map that changes non-stop, walls that shoot at you, exploding stuff on your head, and you're good to go. It is the steepest learning curve I have ever played. You can play Call of Duty for your whole life, but for the first 50 hours in Siege, you will absolutely suck. Now, I've been shitting a lot on COD in this video, but I tried Black Ops 7 recently, and to be honest, Call of Duty is nothing like it used to be. At this point, this game is like 90% aim assist and cracked people running non-stop. It's basically Apex Legends but 10 times worse. So I wouldn't say you aren't him in Call of Duty, I'd say the software is him. If you turn off aim assist, 90% of those sweats would die non-stop and mouse and keyboard players would dominate like in every other shooter. But right now, unless you've played your whole life on controller, there is no point in trying. You aren't fighting a player, you are fighting the fucking software. Now next up is Overwatch 2. At first glance it looks slower, easier, less aim reliant, and for the first 10 hours it's stupid simple. But after 10 hours you get into lobbies with people who do not give a fuck about your aim or your opinions. If you're a tank and you don't do perfectly your job, you're gonna get flamed, you're gonna get sniped, you're gonna get fucked. Same for any other role. Since the game is based on strict roles, if you don't follow them perfectly, you lose. People are stupid sweats. You either spend like 50 hours learning a role and stick only to that, or good luck trying to find a therapist. So after all of this trauma, if you still want to get good at shooters in 2025, here is my tier list on the games you should actually try and get good at, because the others are just straight up doo-doo. Now number 1 is Valorant. I would say Valorant has the friendliest community compared to any other game. It's hard, but people talk, and if you have good aim, you can survive. Number 2 is Overwatch 2. It's much simpler to understand and get into than compared to Siege or CS. Just don't play tank if you value your sanity, pretty simple. Number 3 is Fortnite, but only if you play the zero build mode. If you play build mode, you are asking for pain. Zero build is actually relaxing. Now the rest of the game, CS2, Apex Siege and COD of course, are just sweatless at this point. Stay away unless you hate yourself. Now the conclusion is pretty simple. These games at this point are just impossible to get into if you have no experience. I have a job. I don't want to study recall patterns. I don't want to learn edit course. I just want to be there for 20 minutes before I go to sleep. Now that's my tier list. Peace. See you in the next video.